anyway, Dr. Tucker, he's famous for two things basically, more, but basically for two things. The first thing is his books. He wrote about 180, maybe more than this, number. So about 100, yeah. And his first poem, came out when he was 2, and so yeah. And at 6, he was like very expert in Mahabharata and Ramayana. He says in his autobiography, Svarlikita Children, he says that from very young age he was very attracted to Krishna, and this attraction gradually grew into very very strong taste, and then until he was like very very inspired. And anyway, he says that in his he said that I like to hear about Hanuman crossing the ocean to Lanka and about the demon Shimshikosna. Anyway, and whenever there was like a festival, and whenever there was some kind of recitation of Mahabharata and Ramayana, he would come and like hear about Krishna's pastimes, then at the age, at the same age, he went to study Sanskrit, and he was like, and at the age of 7 he became very like very like learned, very like expert in Sanskrit as well, and then he was enrolled at the age of 8. He was enrolled in university in Calcutta, not Calcutta, in special school. But then, gradually he was transferred to the University of Calcutta, and Bhaktivinoda began researching. Yeah, he was very like he was an astrologer as well, and from like first acquaintance with astrology happened when he was 9. So that way we see, and at the age of 10, he was asking himself, who am I, and what is this world, and he didn't know where he belonged. So what kind of questions did you ask? Were you asking where you were 10? What kind of questions? Do you remember?
I was asking about football and how much does the latest Manchester United jersey cost? Can you buy it from me?
Yeah. But so yeah, but he was very slightly different from our questions. So and it's quite interesting. He was very like inquisitive. Once he found like a brahmachari, and not like algebra. He said he occasionally visited a brahmachari who performed worship according to the doctrine of Tantra. The brahmachari had cups made from skulls, which were kept hidden. He had cups.
Cups?
Yeah, the cups.
Cups for drinking?
Yeah, drinking or something.
Made from what?
Made from skull.
Skulls.
Oh yeah, from skulls.
That's good.
Which were kept hidden in a small room in his house. Some people said that if you gave conscious water and milk to a skull, it would smile. I tried to observe this and thus gave water and milk to a skull, but I saw nothing. So yeah, so we're not practicing this kind of yoga. We haven't got any skulls in ashram, but anyway, so saying he was very interested in what was going to happen. Anyway, so he was asking these questions, and then Yeah. This is quite interesting because in this idea of like self-realization, so this like kind of desire to realize himself once like a thread through his through his life, and this is a sign of pure sadhu. Like Maharaj Krishna, he was after seeing Krishna in his heart, he had been like always looking for him, trying to find him, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was like he was always in search like pursuit of Krishna, and but externally speaking, when he grew up and when he became like more not intelligent, but when he was in his university, externally he looked like a simple intellectual, like Rabindranath Tagore or Bankim Chandra Ghosh, such one of quite famous people in India, and but and in one sense some because Dr. he also mentions that sometimes before he became really like converted or really kind of like converted into Krishna consciousness, he said that he was like sometimes he felt that he was a person, he had some doubts, etc. And that's quite interesting because once Srila Prabhupada, he got a letter from a disciple saying that, and the disciple, he was like asking questions about Bhaktivinoda Thakur, because and Prabhupada said, yeah, that's all true. And one source says that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he hadn't completely given up like eating meat until he became initiated. And he took initiation like at the age of 40 something, like prayed, and different things. I mean, externally, you might think, oh, look at this, but Srila Prabhupada said, it's like Arjuna, he was in ignorance. That was Krishna's desire. I mean, sometimes it seems like he's not like he wasn't like you can't say he wasn't like Nityasiddha, but he is Nityasiddha. And the transcendental, like in this material world, we have the law of gravitation, like so wherever it goes up, falls down. And but in the spiritual sky, there's the law is that wherever it descends, it comes back. It descends, it falls down, then goes back, goes up. So, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was Nityasiddha, he definitely descended, and then he did so much, and then he went back to Krishna, and then he became I mean the real kind of like externally speaking, real real realizations that began when he went to Jagannath Puri. This was 1868 or something, and when he was asked, he was a magistrate for many years, and for this reason planning to go to Calcutta to trade in Korea anyway, and also he was asked to be like president of Jagannath Puri, he was the president of the temple, and basically since that time he was like very very enthusiastic, and he started writing many books, and it said that his pen was never idle. He was, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said that he was predicting that this time this day is coming when people will be translating his books into different languages, preaching his instructions or było zajszony szłyki dzielć, to jest podobny jakiś dzielć, no,